Alright, here's the latest project that I've been working on. This is a PhoneGap application, so everything here is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And the first thing I want to show you is it running on iOS. You can see that I'm getting a really good frame rate. I can scroll around, you can see the characters animating, so they're not only doing a translation in the X and Y direction, there's also a scale transformation, just to give it a little bit of, liveliness to the characters. I can tap on the characters to play a sound. Let me go ahead and, so the navigation is basically when you touch and you drag your finger, it's going to go in whatever direction corresponding to the initial touch. And the further that you drag away from that initial point, the faster it's going to go. So if I start here and I drag all the way across, you can see that we're getting a really, really good frame rate. It's going very fast. And I can drag that way, and it's, a little bit slower depending upon just the distance, but you can see the frame rate keeps up. Now this is an iPad 2. Let me go and show you the exact same app running on an iPhone 4. So this is not even an iPhone 4S, just a regular iPhone 4. You can see that we're getting a great frame rate here also. The volume's a little bit lower on that one. So that's iOS devices. Now let me go ahead and show you the exact same application running on Android devices. Now, adjust the camera a little bit. So the first thing I want to show you is the Google or Asus Nexus 7. This is one of the latest and greatest tablets from Google, and actually this was probably released close to a year ago, so the hardware is not what's coming out absolutely today. But you can see that I'm still getting a great frame rate with this device. You can see that we're doing the translation, we're doing the scaling. When I tap the monsters, you can see that it is playing the sound, so the growl. And you can see the actual interaction mechanics are exactly the same as they are on the iOS devices. Now let me go ahead and show you some other devices that we have here. So this is an Amazon Kindle Fire. This is the first generation Kindle Fire. So it is not the Kindle Fire HD. And this device is one of those that's kind of notorious for having a web view that's pretty slow. You can see that we have the exact same mechanics, the exact same kind of interaction. The frame rate is slightly less, but that's really because it is a slower device compared to the Nexus 7. But you can still see it's a good experience, and it's definitely very usable. If the game was built on top of this, it's very playable. Now let me go ahead and show you some other devices here. These are older devices. The phone that I have in this case is a Motorola Atrix. This is an Android device, Android 2.3. This phone is about 2 years old. Oh, and by the way, the Nexus 7, while this is a pretty new device, it's still not the latest generation. There is another generation of those coming out. And then the Amazon Kindle Fire, that device is probably close to 2 years old also. And both the Atrix and the Amazon Kindle Fire are running a variant of Android 2.3. Back here in the background, we have a first generation Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. And this is running Android 4, but it is older hardware. This tablet hardware is about 2 years old. So you can see that we have the exact same mechanics. We're getting great performance, even from an older Android phone, and this is an older Android tablet, and we have a similar kind of experience. And then I'll jump back here to the one device, so this is the Nexus 7. This is Android 4.2, which is the latest and greatest. And with 4.1, there was an introduction in Android of improving the UI rendering layer. And you can see that the performance on this is fantastic. And everything that makes up this application is 100% HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All the sprite animation, all the tiles in the background, the characters, the main character, the enemy characters, the trees and the bushes, everything is actually based on HTML DOM elements and using CSS styles that are loaded as sprite sheets.